Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing.
Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 376 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I hope if you're loving the episodes, you'll click on the three little dots wherever they are on the page, on whatever you're listening to this on, and give me a 5-star rating. It means more than you know. So thank you very, very much. Okay, one of my favorite things to read when I'm on social media is a post about a list of things that if you do them, you're going to change your life. Especially when that list is put out by someone I trust or admire, especially if they've done it themselves. If someone has a system that's working, why reinvent the wheel? So I put together a list that have undeniably changed my life. And as long as I follow these systems, my life just keeps getting better. I have a list of 8 that are important to me and close to my heart, and I have done every single one of these and do them regularly. So my first one, nutrition is where your weight will be won or lost. If you want to lose weight, tracking your calories, checking your macros is the only way you're going to know exactly how much you eat. And it will shock you the amount of calories you're eating, even though you think you're eating healthy. I'll give you an example. One day when I started tracking, again, because I do it periodically to keep myself in check, I had almond butter in the morning and avocado on my salad for lunch with olive oil and vinegar for dressing. I hit my fat calories by lunch. I normally would have had an apple with a little bit of almond butter in the afternoon and more fat for dinner, and probably more olive oil. It adds up faster than you think, even when you're eating healthy. And watermelon has a lot of carbs, and I can sit and eat half of one without thinking about it. But when you're tracking, you realize quickly that's a mistake. I've never forgotten all it takes to put an extra 10 pounds a year on is 100 calories too many per day. And 1 cube of cheese is 100 calories. That's devastating, I know. But that's why we have to track periodically to keep ourselves in check. And also, keep tempting food and drinks out of your line of sight. That'll make you eat less. Preferably, if you can, keep it out of the house. If you're like me, I'll go hunting for it if I'm having a bad moment. And on that note, eating the same thing every day, as long as you're getting the nutrition you need, it makes your life easier. And it keeps you from having to track so much. But don't get carried away with your nut butters. You have to measure that. It's a quick way to put on weight. Ask me how I know. Okay, number 2, it's quick. Find a workout buddy or a team. Working out with other people holds you accountable, and it can be way more fun, and it gives you healthy competition. I love going to the gym. It's not only social for me, but it's good for my mental and my physical health. So I go back and forth working out with a trainer and doing classes. It's pricey working with a trainer, so classes are an amazing way to get a good workout and stay accountable, because people will eventually be looking for you in class once you become a regular. You also work a little harder when there's competition. My trainer was out of town recently, and I did a class with my friend, and I loved it. But I found myself working even a little harder than I did with my trainer. So interesting, but I like to mix it up. So I do fitness classes as well. It helps you get to the gym when you know someone is going to be looking for you. And it gives you that little extra boost when you know someone's next to you and you're working out with them. So try that out. Find a workout buddy or a workout team. Okay, number 3, don't isolate yourself. It's comfortable to just hang out in your house. It is to isolate in the house. There is a time for that. But the more active you are with your friends and your family, the happier you're going to be overall. I mean, making the majority of my time being social and active and a minority of my time by myself, that is the recipe for me for feeling happier, because we're social animals. And technology is making it super easy to be isolated. The more we isolate, the less comfortable we are in social settings. The less comfortable we are, the less we do it. And that's when isolation starts becoming a habit. And it's a downhill spiral from there, because something major has to change to break that habit. So if you see yourself heading that way, do something drastic to shift your trajectory. Your happiness could depend on it. All right, number 4, We should be spending as much time taking care of our mental health as we are our physical health. If you've been listening to me for a while, you know I think that. But meditation and journaling are now part of my everyday life, and I can tell if I skip a few days. Meditation may not seem like it's doing anything while you're doing it, but the benefits are subtle and they wind their way through your daily life. It's more important than ever because social media and the mind games behind it. I mean, social media can make us feel lethargic, depressed, anxious, angry, you name it. It is not adding to your happiness, I assure you. But we still do it, me included. But I've found that the more interesting and fulfilling my life is, the less time I want to spend scrolling on social media. When I'm active and hanging with friends or family or really into a book or exercising, I'm not one bit interested in social media. But when I'm bored or I'm not doing something, look out. So if you're spending too much time on social media, you may want to reevaluate where you're heading. And look, too much time on social media will look different for each person. For me, I found that spending more than 30 minutes total on social media a day, and it makes me feel like a different version of myself. I'm grumpier, more judgmental of myself, and definitely more lethargic because, I mean, let's face it, you're probably not moving a lot if you're just sitting scrolling. So balance your social media out with good habits. Think about it like you would your food. If you only eat sugar, you're going to feel yucky. But if you eat a little sugar and balance it with some good, whole, healthy foods, you're probably feeling pretty good. So add some spinach to your mental health plan with healthy podcasts, good books, and maybe even try on a 5-minute meditation per day. You won't regret it. Okay, number 5. It doesn't take that long, and I'm talking about food again here because I think it's so important. But it doesn't take that long to start craving healthy food and stop craving food that makes you feel like crap. It really doesn't. I know it's hard at first. The less you eat processed, unhealthy food, the less you'll crave it. And the better that whole foods taste. Processed food is designed to taste good, not give you nutrition. So it's still going to taste good if you eat it. You'll just be better at resisting it. Honestly, from my experience, I can actually taste the chemicals in most of the highly processed food if I eat it. But you have to give your taste buds a chance to recover from it, which is the hard part. The hard part is that sort of detox from all of the sugar and the high fructose, highly concentrated taste that you have. Whole foods taste wonderful, but not after eating a hamburger and a milkshake or a bag of M&Ms. Now, you will miss that at first. You'll miss that flavor, but once your taste buds reset, you will see the difference. I promise you that because I've done it and it is worth it. Okay, number 6, let go of resentment. Holding on to resentment is like taking poison yourself to try to kill someone else. It is so toxic. When I feel resentment or I hang on to anger over something someone did or said, the only person I'm hurting is me. I mean, I've had to really work on this because if you listen to my podcast a lot, you know that I have a sister that doesn't want me in her life because I'm not her religion. Now, I could easily poison myself with resentment about that, but I don't. I know that holding on to resentment is handing all of my power over to her, and she isn't that powerful. I hold the keys to my happiness. No one else does. So let go of that resentment. You're doing yourself a favor. Okay, number 7, never stop dating your significant other. Long-term relationships are amazing. I love being married, but it can be easy to fall into a routine and forget that at one point, you wouldn't dare have let them see you at your worst. Do you still flirt with your partner? Do you still do the things you did when you first were attracted to them? We all evolve, but the things they loved about you when they met you still plays a role in your relationship. Don't think it doesn't. So be flirtatious, be spontaneous, be a little unpredictable in a good way. What would you do differently tonight when they got home if you were newly dating? How would you dress? How would you greet them? I hope it wouldn't be too far off from what you're doing now, but if it is, you both will be glad that you did this. All right, and finally, number 8, be kind to yourself. Be aware of the thoughts you have about yourself. Notice the way you talk about yourself and to yourself. Notice what you think when you look in the mirror, because you have to have your own back. If you've made mistakes, treat yourself with the same love you would treat your baby sister or your best friend or your son or your daughter. Your wants and desires matter just as much as anyone else's, but no one else is as responsible for your happiness as you are. And no one else can give you happiness anyway. You give that to yourself through your daily habits and your daily thoughts. So always be aware of those thoughts and be kind to yourself. I think that's where we get in trouble a lot, is when we look in the mirror or we compare ourselves, we kind of beat ourselves up. But when you notice that, flip it around and be kind. All right, I challenge you to think about this list. And if any one of them resonates, don't just let it be a feel-good moment. Use it to make a change. Use it to do something different, something new that makes your life better today, tomorrow, and maybe forever. That's the work. Share this with 3 people who love growth. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days.
Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.